Hello?
Hey man, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Not much, not much. How's your day going?
It's good. I got out of class like an hour ago, so I'm
Oh,
chill.
perfect, perfect. All right, you ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, first things first, I ask everyone this question. When did you start playing Rocket League and like how did you come across the game?
Okay. I started playing Rocket League, kind of near its release on PS Plus. So that was what, 2015.
Yeah.
So it came out on PS Plus, and some of my friends told me about it. So we just kind of played, and I actually kind of hated it the first couple months, and I took a huge break, and I eventually came back, and my friends had stopped playing by then, so I was kind of just solo grinding, and yeah, that's the story behind Rocket League and
Okay.
when I got into it.
So
Yeah.
when you came back, was it still season one or was it season two or?
It was still season one, I think, of ranked. Yeah,
Okay.
it was season one of ranked,
Oh man,
and
those are the days.
yeah, those were the good days. So I'd played a little bit of preseason, but not much.
So how was your sub experience in RLCS for G2?
Um, I mean, it was overall a positive experience. I loved just like getting to talk to the guys like pretty much every day because I sat in on their scrims every day.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and it was nice for me specifically because I was able to like kind of adjust to college before I like hopped into like competing like I do now. I kind of needed that little like semester to just like settle in and
Mhm.
really like make sure I like have my school down before I also compete. So G2 allowed me to do that, and I also got to see like how professional they were, and just they're good role models for how like a professional team should act in the scene.
So that sub
Yeah.
spot actually worked out perfectly with just adjusting to school and whatnot and still getting that experience of the higher caliber players.
Yeah, for sure. The only downside of it was just obviously not competing, which I do warn, like I wouldn't recommend subbing for sure. It's only if it's like completely like necessary for you.
Did you ever get any playtime in their scrims as sub or no?
Yeah, they were nice enough to let me scrim, which that's I'm to my knowledge no other team does that. Um like even us, we don't let Austin for the most part scrim.
Oh no.
It's it's like it's very rare to let a sub scrim, and they
Yeah.
were nice enough to do it. It was usually though like just if I needed to fill in for someone, like if they weren't there.
Mhm.
Otherwise, like it would obviously be the starting lineup scrimming.
So with everything that's going on, where do you guys go from here? You're certainly top-notch teams, but in what areas do you guys particularly are you trying to improve in?
Okay. So like in terms of improvement, with our team with Bread, our main issue is our defense, just how shaky it is. We still struggle like to consistently shut out teams and or just let in one goal a game. Like we usually let in like 2 or 3 goals a game, which is obviously a horrible habit to have.
Mhm.
um I'm not really gonna go over like obviously like what our exact plans are,
Yeah, you
but
don't want to give them
yeah,
the
yeah.
gameplay.
Yeah. But we just want to strengthen our defense. We have like ideas in terms of like specifically like the little things that we need to fix that will make the overall picture better.
Mhm.
And so we've just been working on those in scrims and just talking about them. That's really our main focus. Our offense, I think, is fine, especially with like the gods that are AX being typical.
Yeah. Great guys.
Yeah.
So, just for yourself individually, what would you say that some of your goals are right now?
Um, for sure, 100%. Like make RLCS. Like that's been my dream since season one when I first competed.
Mhm.
Season one, I was 1 or 2 matches away from a qualifier match. Then
Oh.
season two, I made 2 qualifier matches. We made the upper and lower bracket and lost both. And then
Mhm.
season three, I made the upper bracket qualifier or lower bracket qualifier. We lost that. And then season four, I subbed, and then uh, yeah, now this or sorry, season four, I was with Hammers, and then I got benched. And then season five, I subbed for G2, and
Oh
now
man.
so it
You've
it's
been on a
I
ride.
yeah, it's I've gotten so close, and that's really what I want to do now. I
Yeah.
just really want to make
And you're
RLCS.
even closer now. It's like just the progression of
Yeah,
watching you come up through all these other teams, sub spots and starting spots, and just to how close you are now. Like, so what are your
yeah,
thoughts on the promo tourney, which is it next weekend?
yeah. A week from tomorrow.
Ah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So like the promo tourney, I'm still kind of salty about like how far like it was placed after the end of the season. I still think like chronologically and just for the team's sake, it's best to put it like right when they're still like
I
playing
agree.
everyone and
Yeah,
like
for
just
sure.
informed. But aside from that, I mean, you know, every team's strong. ALG like play these qualifiers really well. Like they always on qualifier days, they just seem to just show up and absolutely play above or maybe just to their potential. And you have Rogue, who obviously started picking up some of their struggles towards the end of the season and just like coming together as a team more. And then Splice, obviously, like we actually had, you know, interaction with them during the season. We got to play them, and it came down to a Game 5 series with like us taking the lead with like 30 seconds left. Like it couldn't be closer.
Ugh.
So like I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a tournament for sure.
Do you think there's gonna be any upsets or anything? Any unexpected wins?
I, you know, Reddit might think Reddit might think of them as upsets, but I can't. That I wouldn't see anything as an upset at this point.
You think everyone's just it's a solid matchup either way?
Yeah, I mean, ALG like Ty has told me like he knows like our record against them. We played them in all 3 Astro tournaments we played. Those are the only times we played them in a competitive tournament, and we won all 3 of those. But obviously that can change on the day. Like it's just about who shows up on the day because we're all very very close in skill level.
You have to be, right, or else you wouldn't have gotten there.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So, what makes bread different? Like, don't give away your secret, right? But like, what sets you apart? And yeah.
I mean, so like, first of all, we have like I'd say 3 great individuals with different roles. Like while we all like try to keep like a equal rotation because that's like the meta right now. We still like all excel at specific things that really do, I think, push the team even more forward. And so you have that aspect, but then like also as a team, like we keep pressure really well. We definitely try to control the midfield like no other team. I think that's our biggest thing. We really try to like just like choke out the other team until they just like can't take it anymore, and then we score. And then it's just like rinse and repeat. That's usually our main goal, and I think you don't find many other teams that consistently do that, and I think that's why we have been able to get actually a lot of RLCS teams to scrim us because they've noticed us too.
So you'd say your game plan is basically just aggressive, pressure, offensive, control the midfield, and then just keep striking on them until one finally goes in.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at our RLRS numbers, I mean, I think we were one of the teams to put up the most shots. We were definitely up there, along with goals. We have a lot of offensive pressure.
That's good. Which goes back to you saying you needed to work on your defense.
Yeah, just to really complete the team.
Yeah. Do you think you guys could like just sort of take that powerful offensive rotation and sort of just bring it back to defense, or do you think it would be you would need to change the pace of it and the mindset?
We would have to have an equal defense. I think we would have to completely, change the pace because part of our offense being so aggressive is you have to sacrifice some defense. So it's really just we can only solidify our defense so much. It's just ironing out those little mistakes that can be fixed, but to a degree, like we'll always be offensive minded, and we don't expect to not concede goals, but like it's just fixing the dumb ones that we should let in. I think it's tough to keep that defense like strong. I don't think it's something we can like really commit to.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a good offense, why would you need to, right? You're never on defense, so why do you need one?
Yeah. It's like as long as our defense is good enough, that's the goal.
Yeah, as long as you can make the easy saves. Like if they get a
Yeah,
crazy shot, it's like, okay, I tried my best. If I didn't
yeah,
save it, they deserve the shot, right?
yeah, yeah.
What would you say a typical day is like for the RLRS promo tourney Satthew, getting ready for the big day? What are you going
Oh,
through?
yeah. So I mean, every night I'm looking for scrims because especially now with like LAN, like obviously all those teams are at LAN and only scrimming
That's
each other.
right. The EU teams
Uh,
are all there.
yeah, yeah. Tane and Mines were nice enough to scrim us a bunch right before LAN.
That's awesome.
And then a couple of the other teams. But like now, obviously, and this whole upcoming week, like none of those, all those teams are going to be in their off season, so that's all those scrims are gone.
Hmm.
So like it's looking for those, whatever we can get. So that's pretty much against the other promo tourney teams at this point.
So are you just looking for other promo tourney teams to scrim, or would you scrim other RLRS teams that didn't make it?
Uh, well, that's the thing. Like, the peeps, their third announced Pirates announced that he was leaving the team, so they're still looking for their third, so they aren't
Mm,
really like a team.
that's right.
Uh, and then I think compadres are taking like a break right now too. So like the other promo tourney teams are like in terms of that skill level are the only teams we have right now.
That
And
is true. I guess with the roster shuffling and whatnot.
yeah, that's why that's why I think the tourney should have been scheduled earlier. But you just got to make do.
Hmm.
Everyone will all be on like the same like level. Like we all have to like face these struggles like with the low amounts of scrims that we can get.
Hmm. So, what
Yeah,
changes would you like to see Psionics make by next RLCS LAN?
so they already announced those org items.
Hmm.
I'd like to see those like somewhat early in the season because I think those are
That'd be really
absolutely
nice.
vital and
Oh
like
yeah,
the health of the like org environment like that. We need those because that's how you get all those orgs to sign all the RLCS teams and then also all the RLRS teams. It would be great to
exactly.
see. It'd be great to see both leagues in both regions, all like every team having an org. Like that's how it should be.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm not saying like I expect that like all those orgs to come in soon because it's still a young game, but like those items need to come soon for
Yeah,
sure.
and that item being released with all the different orgs might be the push that orgs are like, okay, let's look at RLRS teams.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
there's
Yeah,
only a couple RLCS team. Was it one team that's unsigned? I think in
yeah.
RLCS.
Just Weedham girls.
Yeah, there's one team. All right, let's start looking at the up and comers. What are they
Yeah,
doing? How good are they? And like
for
that
sure.
might just be the next push they need to get into the game.
That yeah, and I mean that could also push some of those like tier one guys to buy out some of these teams. Like you might see the TSMs, the Liquids, the
Right.
100 Thieves.
We still got a
Yeah.
bunch of
So
guys who aren't even in the game.
oh, oh yeah. So yeah, so that's like one thing. Second would be again the promo tourney scheduling because this is the first season they did it after LAN. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
really. I don't know why they would do that. Like, if anything, even like if you look at it chronologically, the RLCS should be after RLRS, right? Like, which
Yeah,
it was, except they pushed the promo tourney after the World Championship. Like, why would you do
yeah.
that?
I think it was. I heard it was something to do like maybe do with TwitchCon being like the weekend of
Mm,
promo tourney, but I still think that's like
that's
I,
it's
I
not
would
a
think the
reason
individual
to push it
esports, yeah,
past, you know?
yeah, the individual esports more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so changing that schedule. Geez, I mean, fixing servers. There's still like the servers are in a horrible state. I remember like
Yeah.
those first couple seasons, like everything
Oh,
was great, and like
they
maybe
were.
yeah, the pace of the game has like increased a bunch, so I'm sure it's like harder on the servers just because like it's just like a faster paced game and it has to like the server has to read these movements much quicker.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they can still be better. Um, and I've seen some like horrible lag in scrims and in tournaments that should not be happening.
And I feel like they a while ago, like a year or maybe 2 years ago, they said something like, "Oh, like we're doing the best we can. Everything else is on Google.
Yeah,
Like it's on their turf. Like we can't do anything." And I'm just thinking, how, like, do something else. Like there has to be something. Like there's no
yeah,
way the servers are this bad and it's all you can do.
yeah. Again, I'm not too like keen on the or I'm not too knowledgeable on the like the technological side of it, but yeah, like you said, there's something that I'm sure can be done. So yeah, so that's another thing I really hope it gets fixed. And honestly, those are the big three. Like, other than that, I still like love this game so much, and it's like, like there's a reason I still like enjoy playing it. Like,
Oh yeah.
besides obviously like the
There's
competition.
so many people that have thousands of hours played. Like I almost
Yeah.
have 3,000 hours played, and I'm not even competitive or pro or anything. Like I just enjoy the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, you play ones or you solo queue and you can get a little ragey at your teammates, but you always come back. Like it keeps pulling you back.
It's one of the best made games ever. It's hands
Agreed.
down.
In terms of
Hands
just
down.
constant, consistent like enjoyability,
Yeah.
it's there for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy how well made it actually is by like an indie developer like Psyonix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, would you say you have any RLCS role models?
RLCS role models. Well, yeah, I mean, my boy iGnite, who just won the series against Cloud9 for his team Weedham Girls. Like that's my dude.
He's so good.
Yeah, I mean, he not only like on the field is he like awesome, but like off the field he's like a great guy. When I was at DreamHack Leipzig, like he was like a really great friend there just to talk to, and
That's awesome.
yeah, and I'd known him a couple seasons before that, so like it was just great to meet him in real life, and he's just an awesome dude. Let me think about this. Garrett G, 100%, just because
He's Garrett,
my
you know,
opinion.
like
yeah. He's the best player in North America. That's 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Not even considering JNaps.
Yeah, I love Jay. Like that's my dude too. He's awesome.
They're all
as
the
well.
best player in North America.
But like Garrett there's something else that like I'd say separates him from everyone else. And then Violent Panda, who I think is the best in the world.
He's insane.
Yeah, he's crazy. I don't have as much of a personal connection with him, but yeah, he's amazing at the game.
Who do you think is gonna take it all home? I've seen like all over social media, everyone has Dignitas as taking the trophy home. Do you you think it's them?
Yeah, I think that's them, yeah. Like I'm not even like that angry about that. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to see someone else, but like if they're really just staying that dominant, like, yeah, give it to them. But I mean, I don't know. I could see NRG maybe coming back for revenge. I could see Weedham Girls like it wasn't a clean win against Cloud9, but they look like those are the types of wins you need to become a champion. Like those really close wins.
Yeah, they have the
able to edge
potential
those
for
out.
sure.
Yeah, especially I mean they got smashed in games 2 and 3, and they still came back and won that last game barely, but it's a win, and that's the characteristic of a championship team in my opinion. But maybe
I don't know if you were watching. I can't remember if this was season 3 or season 1, but Rogue absolutely popped off on
season 3. Yeah,
season 3. Was it day 2 that they popped off?
I believe so. Yeah, where they beat like I think Leftovers and some other teams.
Yeah, they just and I was like, if they play like that tomorrow, they could take the whole thing home. Like, there just needs to be that one team that just plays like that, and they could honestly take it from Dignitas. And any of the teams can do it. They all have the potential. They just need to click.
I mean, hey, as you say that, EG goes up. They win game 1 against Dignitas, so who knows?
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, that's
Gonna have to tune in after this.
yeah, for sure. It's looks like a good land so far.
It looks pretty fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would have been there if promo tourney wasn't next weekend for sure.
Oh, that's such a bummer. That's such a bummer.
It was a buzzkill when I saw the promo tourney. Date.
So, what would you say that some of your biggest obstacles in getting to where you are now have been?
Until recently, my parents didn't really support the whole Rocket League thing. They'd usually get pretty mad at me, like putting so much time into it.
Now that
they see, like, yeah, oh yeah, a lot of people seem to suffer from that.
Yeah.
You know, like they've supported me in every other way, and I can't thank them enough. And now, like, they see the size of Rocket League and where it's going, and the potential money that could be made in it, and just how much I'm enjoying it. And my dad's definitely turned into like a huge supporter. As long as I get my school done though, and that's my second obstacle. School's pretty tough.
You're
You know,
in college, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I go to the University of North Carolina,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah. I mean, uni is tough. It's a lot of work. It's a big change from high school.
Oh.
And then, another obstacle which was also recent, just like subbing for G2 and like making that comeback. It's you lose respect from so many people and all the new guys. So you really got to work your way back.
You think that's just because you're not a starter anymore? They're like, oh, well, like you're just subbing, like you didn't do anything for the team.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm the sub for a reason. Like I'm good enough to be the sub, you know?
Yeah. And it's just like, but like when you switch back to that starting position, so like I switched to starter for Bread now. A lot of people were confused with the decision by like some of my teammates to join me, and my only hope is to just prove them wrong next weekend.
Well, I mean, you got to the promo tourney, so there's step one.
Yeah, but to really seal the deal.
Yeah, you gotta take it home,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, what other passions or hobbies do you have outside of RL?
Well, what pretty much got me into Rocket League was soccer. Before I got into Rocket League, I played soccer every year of my life pretty much, starting
wow.
at the age of like 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I watch it. I was always playing it. I was talking to my brother about it all the time. Well, both my brothers played. And yeah, I did like club and some high school soccer and all that. That was my main passion. But then like, I really loved this Rocket League thing. And then like by senior year, I actually, stopped playing soccer because I was like, I really want to see what I can do with this Rocket League thing. So yeah, soccer was like a huge influence on me. And first of all, even trying out the game. And then second of all, just like the rest of my life. And then like, I say school is tough, but like I still enjoy it. Like I think you need, just to like live a healthy life, you need that like balance of like, having like school, like educating, and like also like having your hobbies. So like Rocket League and soccer and all that stuff. So I think at least for me, being able to do school, while it does add more work to like my like everyday life, it keeps me, I don't even know, like
just like that constant learning, like it keeps your brain constantly spinning.
Exactly. Yeah,
it keeps you ready,
Yeah, like I feel like if I only did Rocket League, like I would have to pick up another hobby of some sort, whether it be like maybe like constantly working out, like taking that really seriously, or even like doing school part-time or something like that. Like I feel like that would be a necessity if I were to ever think about just doing Rocket League.
But what are you majoring in school?
Statistics, and then potentially minoring in computer science. I think I'm probably will, but I haven't like declared it yet. So
if Rocket League doesn't go how you expect it to, what are you gonna do with that degree? Do you know?
I mean, like typical positions for like a statistician or like data analyst or business analyst. So maybe something along that way. I love like working with numbers and like managing databases slash like working with Excel sheets and like collecting data and manipulating it and just like analyzing it. That's stuff that really clicks with me. So something like in those careers would probably make the most sense for me.
All right, chat. We got any questions for Satthew before I let him go?
How's your day been?
It's been slow. It's Friday. Everyone's getting ready for the weekend. But
yeah,
gonna hop off and go work out after this, and then come back and stream for the night.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm not seeing any questions coming in, but thank you so much, man, for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Best of luck to you next weekend. I'll be rooting for you.
Appreciate that, man. Take care.
You too.